Athletes, you need to stop training like a bodybuilder. You need to start focusing instead on the movements rather than the muscles. Watch this whole video until the end so I can show you and explain why these exercises like this one here can help you become stronger overall but more explosive and powerful in your game performances. So the first thing to go into our workouts need to be full body explosive movements. We want to do this while we're fresh, and Olympic lifts or variations are great tools to add to our workouts. It's going to help your nervous system to fire in a more coordinated fashion and improve key components of athleticism like triple extension, which is needed for sprinting, jumping and changing direction. So since we're focusing on movement patterns, the first one I want to go over is the hinge. So exercises like the deadlift or RDLs are going to be great for training this movement pattern. And similar to what I said in my last video where we were talking about the upper body, as long as you train the movement pattern and then add something like the bands, or you can add chains, or we can add weighted jumps as well, which are helping us to express that strength with speed, then we're going to see a difference in our performance on the field. The second movement is the squat pattern. This can be done with 2 legs, or it can be done with single legs. There's so many different variations: back squats, front squats, even leg presses if you want to take out the upper body and stability component. These are all great variations to building your pushing power, which is needed for force production. And like I said, you can do single leg variations like this one here with the split squats, or you can do reverse lunges. Both of these variations are great for building your pushing strength. But again, like I said, you need to add something explosive. So the bands, chains, these are great. But again, we're athletes. We need to be able to be fast with our own body weight. So you can add jumps like the first 2 exercises, or we can add something like a sprint where we're going from a kneeling position, or we can add split jumps or repetitive dumbbell jumps, or we can even use band assisted jumps. We can also do it in different directions, so we can go vertical, we can go horizontal, we can even go lateral with our pushing and plyometric activities. All are great and are going to overall help us with our force production and velocity, which is exactly what power is equal to. So we've kind of hit the 3 that we need. We have the hinge, we have the squat and the lunge. Technically both are pushing, but we're going to add them in together. Now we need to start working on accessories or specific muscle groups. So now your bodybuilding parts are starting to come in. So if we start at the top, you want to work on your hip flexors because they're needed for speed. They're the sprint muscles. The second then is the glutes. We need to build them up because that's where our force production is coming from. And with these, it's great to work them in the lengthened and shortened positions. And then the RDL can also tie in the glutes and a little bit of the hamstrings. This one here is definitely going to tie in the hamstrings and glutes together and build that connection for injury prevention. Then we can do Copenhagen's for the groins. We can do single leg or double leg variations for the calves, both bent knee and straight leg to work the soleus and gastroc. And then we can go single leg balance variations just to hit everything that we need. And if we want to go even further than that, if there's specific parts that need work, especially the ankles, if you're a football player, which is where most often football players are injured, along with any other field sports, we can work on range of motions, especially if we're coming back from injury and we've lost that mobility in that area. And then finally, what we always want to finish off with is some mobility or some flexibility work. This is going to allow us to stay mobile and more efficient in our complex, powerful movements that we're training here in the gym and on the game field. Now, if you're someone who needs help with a bit of coaching, whether it's online or in person, don't be afraid to shoot me a DM and we can try sort something out. Peace.